Alright community, this is MUT Geek back with another Madden 23 Ultimate Team video, and today we are going to go through the mock draft picks and go over my analysis of where we're going to choose my mock draft picks. Real quick though, if you do enjoy this video or find it helpful, hit that like button, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you can see my daily videos, and turn that notification bell on so you can be alerted of when I drop new content. We're going to set a like goal of 20 on this video, greatly appreciate the support. First of all, where do you get your mock draft vouchers? If you go over to the challenges and go over to the mock draft section, which I've already completed all my challenges for you guys, it'll be up top, but once you finish them, they will be down here in the middle. If I find the mock draft, here we go, down here, earning your picks. So each of these challenges, you can see at 4 stars is where you get your mock draft voucher. It is the same thing for every single one of these challenges. You do need to get this extra star and complete all of these challenges on the hard mode. It is not difficult. It probably took me maybe 45 minutes-ish to complete all these challenges, so definitely not hard. There are 14 vouchers that you get after you complete these 14 challenges. Again, super easy. After you get those 14 vouchers, you want to go over to your sets. So when you go over to sets, I would recommend by sorting by mock draft, because there are a lot of different options and sets for these because of the different options at each pick, as you can see. And before I actually go through my picks and my analysis on those, I want to go over the rewards for this. And obviously these are going to be very hard, but again, these are super easy to do for the vouchers, and it's kind of fun to do something like this at this point in the game right now. You can see with 1 correct pick, you get 1,000 coins. 3 picks, you get an 83 plus overall elite player. 5 picks, a 91 plus overall draft player. 7 picks, 93 plus overall draft player. 9, you get 95 plus overall first round draft player. With 11 correct picks, you get a choice of 1 of 32 first round draft players. With 12 picks, you get a choice of 4 of 32 first round draft players. With 13 picks, you get all B&D NFL Draft Pass champions and heroes. So that is pretty huge. At 14 correct picks, you get all B&D NFL Draft Pass champions and heroes, plus 8 of the 32 first round draft players. So if you can get 13 or 14 of these picks correct, you will get a lot of rewards. So it's definitely worth the risk. We'll make the draft a little bit more fun for you guys. And of course, as always, don't take my picks as definitely being correct, but I'm feeling pretty confident about these picks. So the first overall pick right now goes to the Carolina Panthers. I feel like it's pretty obvious that they will be taking a quarterback with the first overall pick. So we are definitely going to be picking that. There are 3 really good quarterbacks on the board: Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, and Anthony Richardson. I feel like it's pretty certain that they're going to be going with Bryce Young. The second overall pick goes to the Houston Texans. As of right now, their needs are at quarterback, wide receiver, and defensive line. Now remember, they also have another first round pick at number 12. So they have 2 early first round picks, one here at number 2 and then another at number 12. I believe they're going to go at quarterback here again at number 2. So we're going to have back-to-back quarterbacks off the board, I believe. More than likely, CJ Stroud is going to get picked here. So we are going to pick CJ Stroud here at number 2 for quarterback. And obviously, again, we're not picking the actual player, just the position here. I really like David Mills as a quarterback, but obviously I do not think that he is a franchise quarterback, and the Texans definitely need an upgrade here, and this is where they're going to start. Next up, we have the Arizona Cardinals at number 3. So their needs are defensive line, cornerback, and offensive line. They have a first-year head coach, which is Jonathan Gannon, who was the defensive coordinator in Philly, who had an outstanding defensive line. And I believe he's going to want to start rebuilding that defense in the trenches with a top edge rusher. There are 2 outstanding edge rushers, Will Anderson and Tyree Wilson. So I believe that one of those are going to get picked right here with the 3rd overall pick for the Arizona Cardinals. This will definitely help bolster their defense. They definitely gave up way too many points last year. At number 4 currently is the Indianapolis Colts. They have so many needs, possibly more needs than any other team, but quarterback, cornerback, and offensive line are their primary needs. They could go cornerback here because they need somebody to replace Stephon Gilmore, but I believe that they are going to start rebuilding with a quarterback. There's too many really good quarterbacks in this draft class, and I believe Anthony Richardson is going to go at number 4 overall here. So we are going to pick a quarterback for number 4 overall. So this would be the 3rd quarterback taken out of the top 4 picks according to my predictions here. At number 5, we have the Seattle Seahawks, who their primary needs are defensive line, wide receiver, and offensive line. NFL.com says Seattle needs a strong third wide receiver behind Metcalf and Lockett, but I don't think that is as glaring of a need as defensive line. So I believe the Seahawks are going to go with Jalen Carter for defensive tackle. He is the best interior defensive lineman by far in the draft, and I believe he's going to go here at number 5. This is a very risky pick here because non-edge defensive line, there's not a lot of players that fit that mold, but we're going to take a chance here with the Seattle Seahawks at this role here. At number 6, we have the Detroit Lions. A tough one here because they've got needs at defensive line, cornerback, and tight end. Most of those needs are on defense, so I think Detroit is going to take the first cornerback in the draft, likely Devin Witherspoon or Christian Gonzalez. So we're going to pick a defensive back here. This could start a chain reaction of cornerbacks, but I think it'll probably be a couple more picks before we get one. Next up at number 7, we've got the Las Vegas Raiders. It's pretty rare at this point in a draft that at number 7 we would not have had an offensive lineman taken. So I believe the Raiders are going to take the top offensive lineman, who should be Peter Skoronski. He did have a foot injury, so that could set him back, but he is still considered one of the top prospects. So I believe the Raiders are going to go with Peter Skoronski at number 7 overall. This will definitely help Jimmy Garoppolo, as I believe the Raiders are going to be sticking with him at quarterback. Some people have predicted that they will go quarterback at number 7, but I don't think they would have invested in Garoppolo if they were planning on drafting a quarterback. At number 8, we have the Atlanta Falcons. Their needs are defensive line, cornerback, and wide receiver. Last year, they had one of, if not the worst pass rushes in the NFL. So at this point, at number 8, it should be a huge surprise that either Will Anderson or Tyree Wilson is still available on the board. So I think the Falcons get an excellent value pick with one of them at number 8. They are going to go with an edge rusher. That would be the second edge rusher off the board at this point right now. Next up, we have the Chicago Bears. Their needs are at defensive line, offensive line, and cornerback. Fields needs help on offense, and starting in the trenches with a top offensive lineman is where to start. The second offensive lineman comes off the board, I believe, here at the 9th overall pick. Not sure if they're going to go interior or at tackle, but I'm pretty sure that is a safe bet for the Bears. At number 10, we have the Philadelphia Eagles. They really don't have a lot of holes. Obviously, they were just in the Super Bowl. But at this point in the draft, I think they are either going to take the top running back in the draft if he's still available, or they trade down. But I think at this point, Bijan Robinson is still available, and the Eagles get a steal with one of the top prospects at number 10 overall. So we are going to go with running back at the 10th overall pick for the Eagles. Bijan Robinson is actually considered to be the number 1 value according to Next Gen Stats for the draft. So running backs don't normally get taken early, but I feel like he will go at number 10. At pick number 11 is the Tennessee Titans. Their needs are at offensive line, wide receiver, and then quarterback is a huge question mark for the Tennessee Titans. Will they stick with Ryan Tannehill? Does not appear that they will be sticking with Mac Wilson, who they drafted last year. But at this point, I've predicted that a wide receiver has not yet been taken off the board based on the prior team's needs, and I believe the Titans need more threats in the air to take the pressure off of Derrick Henry. Teams cannot continue to put 8 people in the box. They need to force the Titans to throw, and I feel like if they get another weapon for the air attack, then that will prevent teams from putting so much pressure in the box. So I think the Titans will go wide receiver here at the 11th overall pick. And this is the first wide receiver taken off the board, and I do believe that this is going to create a domino effect. So the Houston Texans are on the board with their second early pick here at number 12. Their needs are at quarterback, wide receiver, and defensive line. I already predicted they were going to choose a quarterback at the number 2 overall pick, so I believe they will pick a wide receiver because they really don't have a number 1 wide receiver at this point right now since Brandon Cooks exited in the offseason. So this will definitely help out whoever their new quarterback is, who I believe will probably be C.J. Stroud. Although, not sure Stroud will be starting on day 1, so we could see Davis Mills for the first couple weeks with whoever this wide receiver is. At number 13, we have the New York Jets. Their primary needs are offensive line and defensive line. Jets have really good receivers, tight ends, and running backs, and I believe that there's almost no chance the Jets do not take an offensive lineman to protect their elderly quarterback, Mr. Aaron Rodgers. So I believe that they will go offensive line with the 13th overall pick. This would be the third offensive lineman taken off the board so far. And at number 14, we have the New England Patriots, who is a very interesting, tricky scenario. Their top needs are at cornerback, offensive line, and wide receiver. Belichick is a defensive mastermind, we all know, which leads me to believe they will go corner, but they also need so much help on offense. But I think that they'll still go cornerback here to help bolster their defense, as that is where they're going to win games this year, which, of course, will not be against my Miami Dolphins. So that is the 14 picks that I just did live on video for you guys. I don't have any more options available. Obviously, once you choose one round, rest of the options go away. Let me know what you guys think of my picks, and if you think these are going to work out, let me know. I wish you all the best of luck so that you can get those mock draft rewards. I'm looking forward to getting all 14 of these correct. But that is it for today's video, guys. I hope you did enjoy it or found it helpful. And if you did, hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so you can see my daily videos. And thank you for watching this video.